Hi guys, welcome to Quality Thought. So let's start this video with a class component because in the previous video I have explained to you there are two types of components are there in the reactor. One is known as function component, one is known as class component. So please watch my previous video if you are looking for function component. But in this video, I am going to explain about class component. So let me write here class component it is. So what is class component? Class component is also known as a stateful component. So why we consider it is a stateful component? Because inside this we can hold and we can manage the state. But when you take an example of a function component, in function component we cannot hold or manage the state. That's why function component is a stateless component and class component is a stateful component it is. So let me write here a class component is also known as stateful component because it holds and manages the state. Okay, so what we need to do, suppose if you want to create a class component, we need to use class keyword, and that component we need to extend with a react component. So let me say a class component must, or I can say requires to extends with react component. So what it is I will explain when I will write the code for you people. And there is a one condition is there guys. Whenever we are working with this class component so in this class component compulsory we need to write a render method. So what that render method will do, it will return the element and that element will come into the output. So let me write the point for you people. A class component must implements render method or you can say function, render method or a function which returns react element to be render, means to be displayed. It is similar to return value of a function component it is. So see here I will give you one scenario. I will give you the difference between a function component and a class component creation. So here one side I want to write function component and one side I want to write a class component. So what happen, when you are working with a function component, so what we need to do, we need to create a function. So function name can be anything, but remember here we should write return. Compulsory we should write return guys. So it is having just written a value. But whenever we are working with class component, so first we need to take class component name, then we need to extends with component guys. So you can see every class component we need to extends with react component. That only I am telling here. A class component requires to extends with react component. And inside this you don't write return. Function is having the return. So in the class we should write render and it's a method, so you should write a body and inside this body only we should write return open close. So this is the way of writing the what here class component. I hope you people understood now. So there is a small difference is there in the declaration. When you are working with a function component we need to use return, but whenever we are dealing with class component we need to use render method. So same thing I explained to you here. A class component must implements a render function which returns react element to be rendered. It is similar to return value of a function component. Okay, fine, now fine, great, we understood this completely. So now let's see the syntax. So what I'm gonna do here, I will say class, then I should write what a component name. Then I can say extends with a component, and compulsory here we should write render, and in the render we should write what a return, and here we can return anything else. We can do what here? We can do, what we can do is nothing but we can use element. What we can use? Element we can use. So this is the way we can do, guys. I hope you people understood till here. So now let's start the what here practical implementation for this. Practical implementation means, so let me give you the first project structure what I am going to create for you people. So remember that point here. With the help of this project structure only, you can understand the React project easily, guys. So now what I am going to do here, I will say my app4. So you can see here I have created a my app4. Then we need to go to node underscore modules. Then after that what we need to do here is, we have a public folder. Inside the public folder, you know very well there are three files will come. One is called favicon.ico, one is called index.html, one is called manifest.json file. So now we need to go to here, manifest.js. So even you can see here what happens, So last time, whatever the projects I'm explaining, whatever the classes I'm explaining, I'm saving the notes for you people, guys. So see here, last time I created this project, so I'm maintaining the notes here. So same thing for this also I will maintain the notes. So here we need to write manifest.json file, guys, manifest.json file. So for every for videos I am maintaining the notes for you people, so that it will help you when you people are practicing, when you are implementing this after watching the video. Then we need to go to the what here src. In src what I am going to do here, I will create here what I want to do now. Here I want to create, we have index.js, here we have index.css. Then after that we need to go for app.js. We need to go for what here? App.css. Then we need to go for what here? App.test.js. Then after that we need to go for what here? Package.json. Then after that we need to take what here? readme.md file. So these are the what here, the list of files will come automatically whenever we are creating the project. So what is nothing but I don't want to deal with CSS. I don't want to deal with any testing file. Here I want to deal only with index.js and app.js. And you know very well what I am going to do here is, so top you have what here? Index.html. Okay. So now you can see here, we have what here? Index.html file is available. Index.html file is a what here? Main template. So main template is only displaying the what here? Output. Then we have what here? Index.what here? JS is available. And this index.js only calling what here? App.js. So it means what happens, here index.js always call to what? App.js. And inside this app.js only I want to create a class component, guys. Last time we have created a function component in the same file, and today I want to create a class component in the same file only. It means we are not touching this index.js file, and here we are not touching index.html file, guys. So let's start here. Let's say step 1, what I want to do, I will say open the Visual Studio Code editor from React projects folder. So what we need to do now, I created one React projects folder in E drive. In E drive you can find what here, React projects folder. And inside this React projects folder, you just go inside, you can click beside here and just type cmd, open the command prompt, and now you can find here React projects folder. So like this we have opened the what here, project. So now, we have opened the command prompt, guys. Sorry, we have opened the what here, command prompt. So okay, we have opened the Visual Studio. Now what we need to do, after opening the command prompt, now we need to open the Visual Studio Code. Let me say start Visual Studio Code editor from React projects folder. Okay, start Visual Studio Code. So what we need to do, currently we are into what here, the React projects folder. So you can type code space dot. So let's say here again I will say what here, code space dot. So you can see here my Visual Studio Code started. You can just close this and you can see my Visual Studio Code is coming in black color. The theme, that black color is known as what here, theme. The theme of my Visual Studio is coming in black color. And you can see already I created 3 projects in my previous videos, and this is the 4th project. That's why the name of my project I have given what here, my app4, my 4th project it is. So now what we need to do is, sometimes what happen, some people, they don't like this black, guys. They don't like this black theme. So what I want to do, I want to change this theme. So let me go to the step 3. Change the theme of Visual Studio Code editor, or I can say directly VSC editor. So how to change is nothing but you need to press Control plus K and Control plus T. So these are the 2 keys you need to type. Plus means don't type plus, only Control K, Control T. So see here, I will go there. Here I will press Control K, Control T. So now this is the options will come. You decide. I am telling light, default light you can take, experimental you can take. So I am taking what here, default light. Click on this and you can see the theme of your Visual Studio Code has been changed. So this is how we can change the theme of the Visual Studio Code editor. Now what is my requirement is step 4. Now I can say open the terminal from Visual Studio Code editor and create my app4 project, React project. So you know how to open that I will show you now. I will show you how to open. So see this, you can go here, you can, if you minimize, you can see there is a one terminal is there, Control plus maximize, Control minus minimize. So you can see there is a one terminal option is there here. Click on terminal. I want to take new terminal. So terminal will open like this. Control plus, it will get zoom. So here is there here. Again we are into the what? Same location. The same location is nothing but React projects. So what we need to do? We need to use npx create React app my app4. You need to type this command. So let's type this command, enter, and now you can see sorry guys, I need to type npx. Npx create React app my app4 project will be created. So let me change here npm to npx. Okay, so now you can see here, this is the way we can create the project. So project is getting created. You need to wait for some time. So now what we need to do, we need to go to the what is step 5. Step 5 means, as I told you guys, we are working with only what here app.js. In app.js only we are creating a class component. In app.js only we are creating what? Class component. We are not writing any change. We are not writing any code inside index.js or index.html. We are using those files as it is right now. So what I need to do, I need to delete the data from app.js and I want to create a class component. And remember, whenever we are creating a project, by default, every React project will give you function component only. It will not give you class components. But what I want to do now, I want to delete the data and I want to create a class component. So you can see here what I'm going to do now. So project is getting created, you need to wait for some time. So let me write here, delete all the data from app.js file inside src folder. Means this app.js file, it is present inside src folder. So you need to go to that folder and you need to delete this. Then what we need to do, after deleting, what I can do is step 6. Step 6, what I want to do, now create a class component inside a app.js file. So here I will go to the what here app.js. Let me go here. So let me check project is created. No, still project is under creation only. You need to wait for some time. So first what we are doing, we are just first deleting all the data. Then after that, what I need to do, I need to create a class component inside app.js. And you can render any output. Output can be anything. So let's check. Yeah. So now you can find happy hacking. Whenever you find happy hacking, project is done. CLS, clear the screen. So now you go to the project guys, my app4 src app.js. So this is your app.js. You can see here, this is your app.js. So what I'm going to do, I want to remove everything. I want to remove everything. So here what I will do now, I will create a class component. Class component means class, you can write app because my name of my file is app.js. So my class component name must be app only. You can take any name, but we will follow the same names. So then we can say extends with a component, open close bracket. So definitely we need to do import for this component. It is present in React package. See this, how to import this here. We need to write import component from React, single quotation or double quotation, anything. Semicolon is not mandatory. If you add also, no problem. And as I said, inside this class component, we need to take what here, render. Render we need to take like this. And inside this, what I can do is I can write return. Remember, render is having return. Class is not having return guys. Render is having return. And here I will say h1. Here I will say class component from quality thought. So like this I am writing now. But nobody can use this component directly. Let me zoom for you people if you didn't understand. So now you can see here, I created this. So what we can do is nothing but here we can do export default app. Whenever you do this, then other files can use this, especially index.js. Because index.js always calls app.js. So when you do export, then only others can do import. So save this, save. Now coding is over now. Now coding is over. Now writing is done completely and we don't require this command prompt. Close this because we are using Visual Studio Code terminal for execution purpose. So okay, now we done with the code. We done with the code. Now after that, what we need to do? Step 7. I can say move or I can say switch to my app4 project. So how to move now? You can see currently we are into React projects location. So you can type cd my app4. Step 8, guys. So step 8, before that 8, I want to copy the code, copy this code. I want to keep it for you people. Then what we need to do here is, now what I can do is, now I will say run the React application or you can say project. For running, we are into the React project slash my app4 location. We can say npm start. So we can do npm start. So that is now what I'm going to do. Now we have a terminal below. Yes, we have a terminal below. So we can do one thing. You just drag, terminal will come like this. We have a terminal here. So here what we need to do, we need to type cd my app4. So my app4 is there here. Then what we need to do, once if you click on that, so now we are into my app4 location. Now I can say npm start. So project will run automatically. Then I can say step 9. What is my step 9 is nothing but test the React application by using below request URL. Below request URL means what we need to do, http://localhost:3000. So this is the way we can do now. Save this, save. Okay, I will save the notes later, you don't worry. So you can see here. So here output not came. So let me check what's the problem with the code here. So we done everything correct. Yes. Okay. So right now what I'm doing is I'm removing this bracket. 1 second. I'm removing this brackets. Now check once. Okay. Output is not came. Let me check what is telling. Unreachable code. It is telling that it is not able to reach that one. Sometimes it will happen, guys. So we do one thing. We'll run the code npm start. Let me run one more time. Class app extends with component render. Let me write open bracket, closing bracket, export default app. Yes. So now sometimes it will happen, guys. Sometimes you won't see the output. So you do one thing. You can just stop the your execution. Again, you restart. So you can see this. I didn't do any changes. Same thing. Previously also I kept this bracket. Today now also you have the same brackets. And you can see what is coming. Class component from quality thought. See, unfortunately, due to any reason, if you can't see the output, so please you do one thing, you can check your terminal, guys. We have a terminal, right? So you can check your terminal. So you can check your compiled successfully or done or not. Sometimes it will show compiled done successfully, even the output will be not visible. So just you can stop the execution, you restart, then you can see the what here output as you can see right now. So this is a way we can create a class component. So one thing I want to tell you now. So I want to give you class component with props. So is it possible? Can we give props? Yes. See, that is a specialty of class component. Function components can hold only props only, but class component can hold props as well as the states. So now we will see how to use props in the state. So let me say, in a class based components, we can access, we can, or I can say, we props in class based components, props are accessible via this dot props, guys. You know, when we are working with function component, in function component we should not use this dot, but when you are working with class component, compulsory we need to do this, we need to use this dot because current class. So what I will tell you now, we need to do, to use props in a class component, we need to do following changes in our application. So what we need to do now? Now let's go to the what here? Example 1. So what is my example 1 is nothing but, see here. You know there are two files are available, guys. Two files are available. One is index.js. Let me go to the index.js. This is my index.js. And index.js always calling what? App. App component it is calling. So during that app calling only, we need to pass here. Let's say I'm giving the name. Name I am giving quality thought. So this is the name I gave here. Quality thought I gave. So this is the attribute. That attribute we are passing to app. So now you need to go to the what here? App. Here what happens, you know, here in the class component, you don't need to declare anywhere props. Comes here in h1 tag. In h1 tag what we will do? We will take my institute name. Here I am writing this dot props dot name. So compulsory we need to use this dot. And this name is nothing but, this is the what here? Attribute here, name. So that same thing we are accessing. Save this. Now you can see the output. My institute name, quality thought. So like this, I hope you people understood what are the changes we need to do in order to use props in the class component. So let me write index.js, and then after that I will write app.js. App.js I want to write. So let me copy this app.js like this. We can do app.js. Now I will go to the what here? Example 2. So in example 2, what I want to do? I want to pass multiple values to the props, or I will take multiple attributes to the app component. So again we need to go to index.js. Again we need to go to app.js. So see here what I'm going to do here is, comes to what here? Index.js. Index.js I will take one more time. First name. First name I am giving what here? Quality. Last name I want to give you thought. So like this I have given. Now save this, save. Now you go here. But this time I am returning multiple elements. Multiple elements here. So I can say first name. Let me write what here? First name. And here I am writing last name. So let me write this dot props dot first name. This dot props dot last name. So now tell me, can we return multiple elements directly? No. So that is the reason we need to take React fragment here also. So less than greater than empty. Okay, then here also we need to go for what? Closing. This is known as what here? React fragment. So with the help of this React fragment only, we can return multiple elements, and React fragment will not added in the DOM tree structure, guys. Means extra node will not be added. Without adding the extra nodes, we can return multiple elements in the React. So save this, and now you can check. The first name is coming quality, last name is coming thought, quality thought. So like this we can do. So let me save for you people. So it will be better when you are practicing by watching this video. And comes to what here? App.js. Okay. So this is the way we can use a function component and a class component. And one more thing I want to tell you guys. So we will see separately, don't worry, we will see separately what is props and what is state, and how to use props and how to use states manually in coming videos. So currently we are just working on how to create the components. So there are two ways are there to create a components. One is function component, one is class component. The same thing we are going to implement, and we did also. So I hope you people understood how to do this. How to do this, you got an idea. And one more thing it is, many of them are thinking, that whenever we are creating a React project or React application, index.html file is mandatory. Yes, it is a mandatory. Sir, index.js is mandatory. Yes, index.js is mandatory. But remember, app.js is not mandatory, guys. Yes, app.js is not mandatory. So it is up to you now. You want to use that app.js as a parent component, you can use. Otherwise, instead of that, you can use any other component, custom component you can use. Any component which is created by the user, that component is known as custom component. So your wish, app.js is a parent component, and this component is created automatically during the project creation. That is the reason it is known as what here predefined component, and any component which is created by the user as per the requirement, that is known as what here custom component it is. So your wish, if you want to go with app.js, you can go with app.js. But if you glance all the videos of React, in every React application or a project, we have used app.js only as a parent component. But if you want to change, we can change also. No problem. So now I will give you one example to you so that you can understand app.js is not mandatory. So what I will do now, I will close all of them, and now you can see here. Here we have what here app.js. I will delete this file. So what I am doing this, I am deleting this. Let me delete. Otherwise you keep it, no problem. But I want to delete. I want to show you that I am not using. So what you can do, you just select, you press delete button. So there is no app.js. App.js is gone. So in the SRC, what I am going to do, I am creating one more. This is nothing but what here student.js. Student.js I created. So now your wish, you want to create a component by using function, you can create. Means if you want to create a function component, you can create function component. If you want to create a class component, you can create class component. But don't ask me right now, what is the difference between function component and class component? I will take a separate session. But I told only two changes only, two differences only. See, function components is responsible only to manage props, but class component is responsible to manage state and props. And function component is a stateless component, and class component is a stateful component. And in function component we should write return, in class component we should write render method. Okay. So now I will show you later when we required a class component and when we should go for a function component. But currently I am working with a function component here. You know what I am going to do, I will create function. Here I am taking what here student. Student I am taking, and just I am telling what here return. And here I am telling h1, I will say this is student component it is. And everybody must import this component. I will do export default. We can say what here student. So now my student is ready, and remember in my project we don't have any app. So what is I am going to do is, in the same project only, in the example 3 guys, or I can say example 2, whatever you want. Example 3, what I am going to do is, so instead of index.js and remaining files, I am just changing what here student.js. I am keeping student.js. sorry guys, index.js say app.js I am removing, and instead of that what I am writing, student.js. And if you see properly, there is no app.js. Instead of app.js, what I am writing, student.js. Index.js is compulsory, index.html is compulsory guys. So now you see here, I created a student.js. Yes, we created student.js. You can see this is the way I created a student.js. Student.js will be there. But the main thing is we need to go to index.js, because by default, index.js always calls app.js. So what I need to do now? Now I need to go to index.js. In index.js, I need to tell this, by default it will comes like this guys. So by default it will comes like this here in our project. So what we need to do, we need to remove this import app. Instead of app, what I need to do, import student from /student. We need to import like this. And once if we done this, then here we need to call that student. So remember, so whatever is there here, same thing we need to use here. Now it will call to the student. Okay, now it will call to the student and see the output. What is coming? This is student component. So I gave you the proof that app.js is not compulsory in the React. In case of that, we can keep any component as a parent component. Okay, so I think I copied both the code. No, so let me copy index.js also. Suppose if you want to pass the props, yes, we can pass the props also. So let me write example 4. In example 4, what I will do, again I will give you some code for index.js, and even I will give you the code for app.js. So what I am going to do, you can see here index.js, I will say what here, name, student, name I am giving, let's say Alan Morius. I have given Alan here, Alan I have given, otherwise I will give you Ramana. So name I have given what here, Ramana. So let's say here I will take a function. Now function means here we should write what here, props. So here I can say, okay, our chairman is Mr. Here I can say props dot name. So you can see here, now you will be getting one message called our chairman is Mr. Ramana. So like this we will be displaying the what here output using props. But we don't have, sorry guys, we don't have app.js, we have student.js. In the notes, let me recorrect. Here also we have a student. So I hope you people understood this video completely. So I will, I will prepare more videos with more coming React concepts. So be tuned and like and subscribe our channel for more videos regarding React and other technologies. So this is done for this video. Thank you guys. Thank you.